Hello, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we will discuss another DB2 SQL function, which is length. Okay, so as its name indicates, length function will be used to find out the length of the data that we have stored in our table. Okay, so to explain this, I will firstly show you the table data and then we'll discuss like how we can use the length function. So to see the data, I will run one query, select star from Sharmit1, which is my library name, and EMP, which is my file name. So if I hit enter, you can see there are multiple records we have stored here. So suppose the requirement is that we want to find out the length of this name. Okay, and if we talk about the SQLRPGLE program, then there we will fetch only the length for the first record, not for the entire column, but only for the first record. Okay, so how to do this? Let's say if there is any requirement where we want to check if the first name is smaller than 5 characters, then we have to do specific task, otherwise we need to skip that name. Okay, so in that case we need to calculate the length. So how to do this? For this you can simply go to SQLRPGLE program, declare one SQL state underscore valid as a constant. This we will use to validate whether the query is executed properly or not. Okay, then we have one variable as result where we are we are going to store the output, and then we are setting the commitment control as star none. This is not mandatory step because we are reading the data. If you are doing any modification to the table, then only you need to pass this option, otherwise you can skip this. Okay, and here we are using the actual query. So here what we are doing, we are writing query as exec SQL select length first name. Syntax is quite simple. You just need to write function name, which is length. Inside parentheses you can pass the variable for which you want to calculate the length. This is the column name, right? Then we are going to store it into host variable result. So whatever the length we get from this function, we will store that into result variable. From Sharmit1 slash emp, which is my library and table, fetch first row only. So here we are fetching only the first row, not the entire. Okay, and not the entire column. Once this query is executed properly, we will see if it is executed perfectly or not. So in that case we will write if SQL state equals to SQL state underscore valid, display result, else display SQL state query ended with an error, INLR equals to star on. Okay, so let's simply go and compile this program and call this. So it is returning 4. Okay, so let's verify in the data. So which is correct, right? Because John is composed with 4 characters, right? So by using this length function, you can easily identify the length of the data for which you want to calculate the length. Okay, syntax is quite simple. You just need to write length and then inside parentheses you can pass your column name. Okay, what will happen if I try to hit this query on SQL itself? So I have already executed one query. I will show you and explain you. So here what we are doing, we are selecting first name from the table, and then after comma I am using length function for the first name itself. So what it will do, it will firstly print first name along with the length of the first name as length from EMP table. If you want, you can specify library also, because if it might be possible that there are multiple tables. So I will go with the library name and hit enter. So here you can see we are printing the name, first name and length, which is correct. And here in this example we are not using any fetch first row only, right? We are printing it for entire column. So that's why it is printing John length as 4, Jane is as 4, Michael as 7. Likewise it will fill the data for fill the length for entire column. Okay, so this is how we can utilize length function. I hope it is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.